This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
Night 1 of 2018 almost in the books, and the frigid weather is gripping all of Omaha. Winter's icy cold bite continues. Temperatures below zero right now. We have team coverage tonight. Meteorologist Mark Stitz on when those temps might bounce back. Also, reporter Miranda Christian on how folks use the weather to their advantage at Lake Zorinsky today. But first, emergency responders forced to work in these harsh conditions.
It's really miserable. Your body just naturally doesn't move as well in the extreme cold like this. It tends to be a very physical job, so you're trying to get your body to do things in this extreme cold that it really doesn't want to do.
A New Year's Day fire at a building in Sarpy County was a difficult fight. Single-digit temperatures at an isolated location kept firefighters busy for a couple hours this afternoon. Good evening, I'm Craig nigrelli. Jenny is off tonight. It was no holiday for the guys on the front lines. They dealt with flames, smoke, water, and ice. You could see the smoke billowing in the distance from the building at 96th and West Lincoln in Papillion just after 2 p.m. Fire investigators believe it started in a wood-burning stove and got worse from there.
The building is packed full of farm equipment, storage stuff, iron scrap. So we've had a really hard time getting in.
With the frigid temperatures in mid-afternoon, Papillion Fire Chief Bill Bowes was taking no chances with the cold climate. He called in help with manpower from Omaha, Ralston, and other departments.
That's why we've had so many crews report, so we can rotate them in and out and try to avoid anybody from being out more than 10 or 15 minutes, especially when those firefighters get drenched in water. Then the hypothermia is much more likely to set in quickly.
Nobody lives in the metal building. However, the owners showed up as firefighters battled the conditions. Still, it serves as a reminder about wood-burning stoves and other indoor heaters that people are using to keep themselves and, in this case, their possessions warm during this ongoing cold snap.
Any alternative heat source for keeping a home or a building warm, make sure the flue is cleaned out, the chimney is clean, even home fireplaces.
Chief Bowes urges people to put embers from a fireplace or a burner in a metal bucket outdoors so they do not reignite. The extreme cold is putting immense pressure on the aging water lines in Omaha. Look, MUD crews have been very busy since the Arctic air set in over the past week or so. They've been repairing water main breaks galore. This one today at 46th and Farnham, crews digging up the frozen ground to get to the problem. The brutally cold temperatures are also leading to lots of stalled cars. The Nebraska State Patrol in Omaha tweeted this out tonight. It says troopers have checked on 64 stranded drivers today and tonight in the Omaha area. If you're having car trouble and need help, call the State Patrol directly at 402-331-3333, or you can dial *55. For many, today was the final day off before heading back to work tomorrow. Even though it was extremely cold outside, the bright sunshine lured people outdoors to get in some holiday fun. Reporter Miranda Christian was in West Omaha, and she's live for us tonight. Miranda.
So for me, this is the kind of weather that I like to just sit on my couch and avoid the cold altogether. But I found some people today who actually use this weather to their advantage.
Here we go.
It's not the first activity that comes to mind in sub-zero temperatures. Ice fishing on Lake Zorinsky.
You can only sit around the house for so long.
Jerry Crumreed and his son Zach decided their cabin fever cure was at the lake.
We didn't do it yesterday because it was just -4. But 2 days ago it was 5. Most of us are just die-hard fishermen.
With the temps bouncing around zero all day, the Crumweeds know how to avoid the bitter cold.
You want to have a hut, you know, there's hubs, there's tents. We have a sled, you pop it up. And once you get set up, it takes 20 minutes. You're inside, big difference. Then you take your gloves off.
Also wearing some heavy-duty winter gear helps, along with spikes for your shoes.
Slip right over your boots.
Once they're on the ice, it's all about finding the fish.
10-inch deep. I'm safe on that.
10 inches of ice to hold up these fishermen.
I'm not one of them that go out there on 3 or 4 inches like guys do, and they say it's safe, but I got my boy, and I don't know. I like 6 or up.
And in the game of searching for the fish, sometimes you have to try a few times.
10 inches, and I'm not reading any action.
But eventually a spot is found, and then it's all about the patience. And of course, staying warm.
But if we had our choice, we'd be on the boat right now. It wouldn't be 4 degrees.
So Nebraska Game and Park says that 4 inches of solid ice is what they recommend for people if they want to go ice fishing. They also say that you should really let someone know if you're going to be out on the ice or take someone with you. Reporting live, I'm Miranda Christian, 3 News Now.
All right, a bit of Minnesota right here in Omaha. If you're heading back to work tomorrow morning, you will need those layers. Meteorologist Mark Stitz on how long this cold snap will grip us. Mark.
Yeah, Craig, we're going to see improvements out there over the next couple of days and especially into the weekend, but we still have a lot of cold weather to get through, and that dangerous cold continues out there tonight. Now, this morning, everyone was under a wind chill warning. Luckily, that shown in pink there has scooted off a little bit more towards our east. Does include our eastern counties there, so portions of Iowa, especially as you head out towards Des Moines. In those areas shaded in pink, could see wind chills again, down to possibly 40 below zero. Now, for us in the Omaha metro area over into Nebraska, the rest of us, wind chill advisory, so our wind chill should stay above 25 below zero. Right now, the actual temperature's at 11 below. Up to our north, Sioux Falls 19 below, Grand Forks 11 below. Luckily, though, our winds right now are on the light side, even calm, so our wind chill is our actual temperature. But look up to our north, Sioux Falls feeling like the low 30s. In Grand Rapids or Grand Forks feeling like 28 below zero. So improvements on the way. We'll talk about that and the record cold we saw this morning coming up in just a bit. Craig?
All right, it seems like it's everywhere. It was a frightening start to the new year for an Omaha woman. Teenagers held her at gunpoint this morning at 47th and Miami and robbed her minivan. Senior reporter Jake Wazakowski has details, new at 10.
On a cold New Year's morning, a minivan is ditched near 56 and Ellison. Police say the van's owner was held at gunpoint by 3 black males near 47th and Miami. They caught up with it at 36 and Grand before the group of suspects led them on a chase. When they stopped, the culprits tried to run.
This is a family-oriented area, and it's extremely quiet.
Nina Artis has lived in the neighborhood for 10 years and says neighbors look out for one another, so the scene is sad.
Oh my goodness, it was scary. I thought something else had happened. I'm like, it is too cold to be out here doing something so foolish like this. I mean, it's freezing out here.
Police quickly take 3 suspects into custody. All of them were juvenile boys and booked at the Douglas County Youth Center for robbery. One of the suspects, a 14-year-old, is also arrested for use of a weapon and flight to avoid arrest. Police believe the kid, not even old enough for a learner's permit, was behind the wheel and had a gun.
I'm just baffled about, then I wonder about what's going on at home. By them being so young, do they have any adult supervision in the home? That's what's so scary.
Jake Wazakowski, 3 News Now.
Police cited 2 other juveniles for unlawful occupancy and released them. Police are looking into whether these young suspects are connected to other carjackings in the Omaha area. Tonight, investigators believe a drunk driver caused a crash that left an Omaha woman dead just minutes into the new year. Police booked Vismar Carmona Martinez on felony motor vehicle homicide charges after giving him a breathalyzer. Police say he was speeding on Highway 75 northbound when he rear-ended a small car in South Omaha just after midnight. The driver of that small car, 67-year-old Ann Smock, later died. Investigators closed 75 northbound for almost 3 hours early this morning. Authorities have identified the 2 victims injured in a house explosion in South Omaha on Sunday. 53-year-old Daniel Anderson and his brother, 56-year-old David Anderson. Investigators say one of the men went to the basement to check on the furnace. A few minutes later, the blast happened at the home at 46th and Q. In addition, David Anderson told police there might have been homemade explosives remaining in the house from the 4th of July. Tonight, Omaha police have revealed the numbers from their You Drink, You Drive, You Lose campaign that began on December 15th. They made 35 drunk driving arrests. 7 others refused a breath test. Police arrested a dozen people on drug counts. They wrote nearly 500 tickets for other violations, such as speeding. It almost felt like watching a Husker game. People across the state of Nebraska viewed the Peach Bowl with great interest today. as new coach Scott Frost and Central Florida tried to finish off a perfect season. We stopped by DJ's dugout in Exarban today as the Knights took on the Auburn Tigers. Frost has earned rave reviews for recruiting and getting his staff in order at Nebraska while attending practices and getting Central Florida ready for SEC powerhouse Auburn. And today, Frost's team delivered.
I was in town visiting family for the holidays, and obviously we're going to come here and represent Nebraska and support Scott Frost.
How Central Florida pulled the upset and comments from Scott Frost later in sports. A baby girl became the first child born in Omaha in the new year. Meet Zalima Viviana Morales Monteroso. She came into the world at 12:20 this morning at CHI Bergen Mercy, weighing just 5 pounds 8 ounces. Isn't she adorable? Congratulations to Mom Carla and Dad Luis. A holiday vacation in Costa Rica turns into an unthinkable tragedy. The stunning death toll from a small plane crash and where the families were from. And California gets on board the pot legalization train. The incredible amount of tax revenue it is expected to generate and which states might be next.
You're watching KMTV 3 News Now with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Nigrelli, Weather Alert Team meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin, and sports with Adam Kruger. This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
It's a new year, and you're thinking about the things that matter most, like getting in shape, spending time together as a family, and helping your kids grow. You know the life you want, so let us help you achieve it. The Kroc Center is a place where lives are transformed through fitness, community, learning, and the arts. Our newly expanded facility offers 140,000 square feet of the best swimming, training, cardio, and more. This is your moment. We are your partner. Bring your family to the Winterfest Open House Saturday, January 6th at the Kroc Center. Learn more at krocevents.org.
It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours.
Happy New Year!
So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, not a cent more.
It's our way of saying
Happy New Year.
and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
This holiday season, qualified lessees with a current eligible GM lease can get this Silverado All-Star for around $279 a month. The Chevy employee discount for everyone ends soon.
Next part, triple beat. It goes as such, 3 on each hand. We'll start with the right hand. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And.
That rep went really, really well. Just make sure it goes up and down and don't let your arms shake like this. I think you're really improving. You ready to put them together?
It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours.
Happy New Year! So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, not a cent more.
It's our way of saying
Happy New Year.
and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
This holiday season, qualified lessees with a current eligible GM lease can get this Silverado All-Star for around $279 a month. See your Heartland Chevy dealers.
The Holiday Lights Festival New Year's Eve Fireworks Spectacular has been rescheduled to Saturday, January 6th.
Well, tonight this video is just heartbreaking. The NTSB is now investigating a deadly plane crash in Costa Rica that left 10 Americans dead on Sunday. The charter flight crashed into a mountain shortly after takeoff. A family of 5 from Westchester County, New York was on board the plane, along with a doctor from Florida, his wife, and 2 children. The trip organizer and 2 pilots also died in that crash. Witnesses say the Cessna was flying extremely low and clipped some trees before crashing into the mountain sideways. Wow. Today, California became the latest state to legalize recreational marijuana use. It's expected to bring in big money. As Danielle Nottingham explains, other states will likely follow.
A ribbon-cutting ceremony kicked off the historic day at a dispensary in Oakland, where hundreds of people lined up to buy recreational pot starting at 6 a.m. Harborside is one of the first shops in California to get the new city and state permits. Henry Wykowski was the first customer.
It's been a long time coming.
California joined 7 other states and the District of Columbia where recreational marijuana is legal. Massachusetts is set to begin sales in July.
A couple of blackjacks and a lemon tree would be good.
But California is the largest market in the nation, and that has many other states watching closely.
It's going to send a message to other states that legalization, regulation, and taxation of marijuana is the correct public policy decision and that it works.
Buyers have to be at least 21 years old and can only purchase up to an ounce of recreational marijuana.
Childproof exit bag.
Other restrictions include limiting the level of THC in each package of edibles. Recreational pot also costs more than medical marijuana because of a higher tax. Users say they want to end the stigma surrounding pot use.
I'm an employed, functioning adult, and I also smoke weed, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
With the addition of recreational sales, the pot industry in California is expected to generate at least $1 billion in tax revenue annually. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Advocates believe Rhode Island, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, and Delaware are likely next to pass recreational pot laws. It's a winter phenomenon in western New York, how ice is building up along the railing, and why this is such a frequent occurrence in that particular location. Next.
And we only made it to 0 at Epley Field here this afternoon, but it was the morning that set a new record. 20 below is where we started things off. The old record was 19 below 0. Last time we hit 20 below 0, January 2010. We'll talk about the eventual warm-up coming up.
Start your year with the power of zero. Zero limits, zero regrets, and zero to join now at Genesis Health Clubs. Visit any Genesis or reserve this offer online today. Zero enrollment fee until January 15th.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp and apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event for leases starting at $289 a month at your local Infinity retailer.
What is the Corvus Zone? It's the one place where grass and broadleaf weeds don't stand a chance. It starts down here, where it counts, but only when you use Corvus, the one corn herbicide that delivers 3 levels of defense: burn down, residual, and reactivation with rain. You want season-long control of the toughest weeds, including resistant ones. Welcome to the Corvus Zone.
Corvus pre-emergence corn herbicide, America's preferred choice.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Save up to $3,000 on the 2017 Rogue, or save up to $11,910 on Titan XD. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi now playing.
Start your year with the power of zero. Zero limits, zero regrets, and zero to join now at Genesis Health Clubs. Visit any Genesis or reserve this offer online today. Zero enrollment fee until January 15th.
All right, Weather Alert meteorologist Mark Stitz is here. And Mark, I can tell you that when I called to wish my mother Happy New Year in Buffalo, New York today, she asked me how I enjoyed -20 overnight in Omaha.
Yeah, and that was the coldest we've been in 8 years.
We are taking on gut punches from everywhere.
Yeah, but we have been as cold as -32. That was back in the 1880s, but still we have been worse, just no one was alive to remember it. So very, very cold out there this morning, and the dangerous cold continues out there tonight. Just not going to be quite as bad as it was this morning. Currently in Omaha, we're sitting at 11 below 0, but look at some of our northern cities. Tacoma already down to 21 below, Denison down to 22 below. Now, if you're south of I-80, you're a little bit better, at least single digits below 0 at this time. But of course, temperatures will fall a little bit more over the next few hours. This is the good news, if there is any good news out there tonight. Winds are either calm right now or less than 5 miles per hour. So when you factor in the wind, well, temperatures pretty much exactly the same as they are just the actual temperature. So unfortunately, our winds could pick up a little bit as we go into the overnight and especially into the Tuesday morning commute. So here we are for the Tuesday morning commute. Potential wind chill values. At that point, Omaha sitting near 20 below zero. That's going to be a pretty common number for a lot of our cities unless you're a little bit further off towards the east. That's where we could see a little bit closer to 30 below zero. And of course, our southern cities just a little bit warmer out there as well. So again, areas where it won't be quite as bad tonight under that wind chill advisory. At worst, probably about wind chills -20 to -25. The areas shaded in pink, which is not many of our areas, but our far eastern counties there of Iowa and down into southern Missouri. Wind chills could go a little bit closer to -30 or 35 below zero at times during those overnight hours. So again, if you don't have to be outside, don't go outside, but obviously a lot of us heading back to work tomorrow morning, so dress in layers. If you're taking the bus especially or walking to work, cover as much skin as possible, and hopefully those pets have been inside for days and keep them inside for the next few days, except for those little breaks at times. Futurecast out there again, overnight tonight going to keep us mostly clear. The supermoon out there tonight, which if you don't know, just the typical full moon, except it's a little bit closer to Earth than it always is, and that just makes it a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter in the night sky. Either way, though, sky's mostly clear, so you have a nice view of it. Temperature is falling well below zero once again, but again, not as bad as the -20 we saw out there this morning. As we go into the morning commute, temperatures start to climb just a little bit. Look at our winds finally pumping back some quote-unquote warmer air for our Tuesday afternoon out of the south. As we go into the afternoon, then look at this. Positive numbers out there for the afternoon highs into the teens for most of our cities with a lot of sunshine. So again, that warmer air starts to build back in over the next couple of days. Watch what happens late in the work week. That truly cold purple looking air starts to dig back down into especially Iowa as we go into Thursday and Friday. But watch what happens as we go into the weekend. Finally, that truly warmer air starts to build back in from the south as we go into Saturday and Sunday. Tonight, though, very cold out there, about 12 below zero. Wind chill in the metro closer to 20 below zero, so the threat tracker sitting at moderate due to the extreme cold. But Tuesday afternoon, a little bit warmer, 16 for the afternoon high. Lots of sunshine coming along with it. Then Wednesday, again, we'll stay in the teens for the afternoons, like that morning low above zero. Thursday, though, that cooler air tries to push back in. That's going to mainly affect our morning temperatures, so back below zero for Thursday. And then Friday, we stay in the teens for the afternoon, and then the weekend. This is the good news, especially maybe if you have plans at 7 o'clock Saturday evening. I don't know, Craig, maybe. 22 for the afternoon high there.
We're going to do the do-over, if you will.
And then Sunday, a little bit warmer than Saturday, but also a very slim chance of maybe seeing some light rain or some light snow Sunday.
Fireworks spectacular at Jean Leahy Mall, 7 p.m. on Saturday. Temp's supposed to be a little bit better than this past weekend. Yeah, at least
a little closer to freezing than we were last weekend when we had canceled.
Very good. So we can encourage people to get out there.
A little safer.
Very good, Mark. A frigid scene along Lake Erie south of Buffalo, New York. Look at this. Frozen images from Hamburg, New York. A break wall at a park encased in ice along the lake. The ice is several inches thick, in places jagged, as you see there. Wind blows from the water off Lake Erie inland along Route 5. It then freezes. Yikes. People braved very cold temperatures to take part in Milwaukee's polar bear plunge on this New Year's Day. The water, about 33 degrees. The air temperature, much colder. Yeah, I'd be running to get out too. It was -3 degrees at the time of the plunge. Wind chills -22. Organizers warned people it was too cold to take the plunge today, but that did not stop the few who refused to be discouraged. Wow. An epic battle in the Rose Bowl tonight and the Scott Frost going away celebration at Central Florida. What the new Husker coach had to say after a fabulous game in the Peach Bowl. Next in sports.